Ladies and gentlemen, I have just seen the rated R primarily for language Bruce Willis film Breach, released in 2020, originally in Russia, because it sucks too much for American audiences. It is playing in America. You know, somebody... And my computer went out. Okay. There we go. Somebody got me a screener, so I didn't pay for this. And I'm glad I didn't, because it's garbage. It really is garbage. Before I get to that, let me inform you, of course, that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I purchase something like this from the company 4Ocean. And 4Ocean will then pull a pound of trash from the coastline or from the ocean for every purchase I make. So if you could support this video by commenting, liking, and subscribing, here we go. Yes. Okay. Imagine if the movie Slither happened on a starship leaving Earth because Earth is dying of a plague. And the slugs are black instead of pink. So yes. This movie wants to sort of be Aliens, but it also wants to be Doom, only with Lego guns and, you know, dumb monsters. I mean, it's... If you want to get tactical, it is technically a zombie movie. You never really get a terribly good look at some of the incarnations of the beastie there, but, you know, you've got your hero in the form of Noah, who is not Bruce Willis. He's actually first billed. I forget his name there. Let me see. Cody Kearsley. Anyway, so Cody Kearsley there is the dude who banged the Admiral's daughter and got on this ship as a stowaway. And the Admiral's okay with this because I don't understand. But the Admiral goes nappy nap for the trip, and then he's got to be pretend to be a trained janitor while, you know, the ship makes its way to Earth 2 or whatever it is. And then, you know, Bruce Willis is the hard as nails, ridiculous butthole who has got to deal with him. And then, of course, the monster shows up and starts eating people. It's a very simple plot. One of the things, though, is that Bruce Willis's character is not very likable. And neither is the Admiral's character. And for what little character development happens in this film, there is a lot of filler scenes. I mean, you know, it's like, okay, there's drinking and parties. Nobody is really getting laid on this ship, which is kind of disappointing. And then there's just, okay, so monster. We never really find out. I mean, there's a lot of loose ends when it comes to the monster. You know, a lot of it just doesn't make sense. So there's that going for it. And I mean, really, this feels like a made-for-TV movie. It just has Bruce Willis in it. And I mean, you know, if this were an episode of the Outer Limits, it wouldn't be a bad episode of the Outer Limits, but it would also not be this long. You know, I think those were only like, you know, an hour. So yeah, you know, but this is a rejected episode of the Outer Limits that it wasn't a great episode to begin with, and then they had to extend it to feature length. So here it is. I mean, up until the end there, I honestly say that the special effects are reasonably done. They're not great. They're reasonably done. The guns still look like they're made out of Legos to me, but that's just a personal thing. I mean, I don't know. But when you break this down, the movie falls flat. It just sort of lays there. It doesn't bring you in. It doesn't make you care about the characters. It just sits there. And for that reason, I have to give it a very distinctive, watch only if you're bored. I mean, look, I love sci-fi. And when I saw this movie, I knew I had to watch it. I was going to regret it my whole life if I didn't. It was that kind of this is my jam sci-fi. But it's also terrible. So, yeah. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard.
Greetings, humanity. I'm Fred the Facehugger here, and I'm here to remind you that Richard, the owner of this YouTube channel, wants to help the world. That's your world, not my world. He's trying to get trash out of the ocean, and he can pay for that only if he gets monetized. So do yourself a favor, like and comment on this video, and get your friends to subscribe, or else terrible things will happen that I will not have any control over, but then my species will take over the earth. So, yeah. Up to you, worthless, apathetic, but, easily face-hug human. Fred out.